Hello student, today we are going to start the first chapter of political science or civics, that is power sharing. Children, power sharing is very important. The question arises, power sharing, what does it mean by power sharing? Means sharing of power. Power sharing, like if I give example in your class, if I say that a class teacher has to maintain everything, so that would not be so easy. So in that case power sharing is important. किसी भी कंट्री के किसी भी एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के प्रॉपर मैनेजमेंट के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी होता है कि हम अपनी पावर को डेलीगेट करें या पावर को शेयर करें. सपोज़ एक क्लास में एक क्लास टीचर है, वो अपनी पावर्स को शेयर करता है मॉनिटर के साथ और लोगों के साथ, ताकि वो अपनी क्लास का हर काम ठीक से परफेक्शन के साथ कर सके. इसी तरह से हमारे कंट्री में भी अगर हमारे कंट्री को पूरा प्राइम मिनिस्टर मैनेज करता है और सारी चीज़ें हम एक प्राइम मिनिस्टर के हाथ में मैनेज करने को दे दें, क्योंकि ही इज़ द रियल हेड ऑफ द कंट्री, तो प्रॉब्लम कहाँ आएगी? प्राइम मिनिस्टर के लिए सारी चीज़ें मैनेज करना बहुत मुश्किल होगा. तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर अपनी पावर शेयर करता है कुछ मिनिस्टर्स के साथ, कुछ ऑर्गन्स ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट जैसे कि लेजिस्लेचर, एग्जीक्यूटिव और जुडिशरी के साथ. इस चैप्टर में हम किस तरह से हमारे कंट्री को पूरी तरह से मैनेज किया जाता है, सो दैट इंडिया इज़ अ कंट्री ऑफ वाइड कल्चर, सो मैनी रिलीजन, सो मच डाइवर्सिटी, लेकिन फिर भी हम अपने देश को, हमारे देश में एवरीथिंग इज मैनेज सो नाइसली. वी आर लिविंग इन आवर कंट्री पीसफुली. द रीज़न इज that we have shared the power among different organs of the government. Now what is power sharing? It is a technique to share the power at different levels. It is an idea which is inculcated in democracy so that power कुछ लोगों के हाथ में नहीं रह जाए. It should not be concentrated in few hands, but it should be given to different organs of the government, that is legislature, executive and judiciary, and they also keep a check on each other, although the jurisdictions of each organ of the government is different. Power is shared among different levels of the government, that is state government and central government, state government and local government. So to see how democracies they handle the demand of power sharing, we will do the case studies of two countries, Belgium and Sri Lanka. In this map, children, we see that Belgium is a country in Western Europe. Its area wise and population wise, it is very small as compared it as that of Haryana of India, and it is sharing borders with Netherlands, France, Germany and Luxembourg. So children, Belgium is a country which is located in Europe. It has 4 neighboring countries. In northern side it has Netherlands, southern side it has France, eastern side it has Germany and Luxembourg. Now children, the entire population of the country is, out of total population, 59% people they are living in Flemish region, and these 59% people, those who are living in Flemish region, वो डच भाषा बोलते हैं, दे आर स्पीकिंग डच लैंग्वेज. और जो बचे हुए 40% पीपल हैं, दे आर लिविंग इन वेलोनिया रीजन एंड दे आर स्पीकिंग फ्रेंच लैंग्वेज, एंड द रिमेनिंग 1% दे स्पीक जर्मन. एंड दिस इज द composition, ethnic composition of Belgium, and the capital city of Belgium is Brussels, where 80% people they speak French while 20% they speak Dutch. अब प्रॉब्लम कहाँ आती है? प्रॉब्लम आती है कि यहाँ पर जो माइनॉरिटी पॉपुलेशन है कंट्री में, दैट इज़ ऑफ फ्रेंच पीपल, और जो कैपिटल है वहाँ पर माइनॉरिटी है डच पीपल की. डच आर माइनॉरिटी इन द कैपिटल सिटी ऑफ ब्रसेल्स. Now problem is this, that the minority French speaking community, they are rich and powerful because they had been given all rights since from the beginning, and because सारे rights French को दिए थे, they became rich and powerful. This made the Dutch speaking community angry, who got the benefit of economic development and education much later. Now different steps were taken by the government of Belgium. First step they took was equal number of ministers from Dutch and French speaking areas in the central government. They said that अब जो चेंजेस किए डच गवर्नमेंट ने, जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में अमेंडमेंट किए, सबसे पहला अमेंडमेंट क्या किया, दैट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने कहा दैट द नंबर ऑफ डच एंड फ्रेंच स्पीकिंग मिनिस्टर्स वुड बी इक्वल इन स्टेट सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. Although some special laws, they will be required the support of majority members from each linguistic group. मतलब कोई भी एक लिंग्विस्टिक ग्रुप अपनी मर्जी से कुछ भी अमेंडमेंट नहीं कर सकता. यूनिलेटरली मीन्स कोई सिंगल लैंग्वेज ग्रुप कोई भी अमेंडमेंट नहीं कर सकता. उसके लिए दोनों लैंग्वेज ग्रुप के मेंबर्स की सहमति ज़रूरी होगी. सेकेंड अमेंडमेंट उन्होंने क्या किया कि स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को सबॉर्डिनेट नहीं बनाया सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के, दोनों को अलग अलग पावर्स दी गई और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के कुछ पावर लेकर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को दी गई. और तीसरा उन्होंने चेंज किया, ब्रसल्स में जो एक थर्ड गवर्नमेंट बनाई गई जिसमें डच और फ्रेंच स्पीकिंग मिनिस्टर्स इक्वल नंबर में थे. मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट चेंज दैट दे डिड इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन वाज, other than central and state government, a third kind of government was made which was known as community government. The way जिस तरह से इंडिया में वी हैव सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, वी हैव स्टेट गवर्नमेंट एंड थर्ड इज़ लोकल गवर्नमेंट, उसी तरह से इन्होंने लोकल गवर्नमेंट ना बनाकर कम्युनिटी गवर्नमेंट बनाई, जो कि इट वुड बी इलेक्टेड बाय ऑल द पीपल रिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ द लैंग्वेज स्पोकन बाय दैम, whether they are Dutch speaking, French speaking or German speaking people. Everyone can participate in the community government, and the purpose for community government was the government has the power regarding cultural, educational and so children, we see that Belgium has taken good steps to solve the problem of ethnic complexity. Now Belgium model, it has worked so well. It helped to avoid the conflict between two major communities, जो थी फ्रेंच और डच. Now there is no conflict between both the communities, and the possible division of the country on the basis of language is children. If they would not have given equal opportunity to both the language group, it would have given rise to division of the country on the basis of linguistic group. Language के बेस पर कंट्री का डिवीज़न हो जाता अगर बेल्जियम की गवर्नमेंट प्रॉपर स्टेप्स नहीं लेती. एंड द स्टेप्स वर सो गुड दैट द ब्रसल्स वाज चोजन एज द हेडक्वार्टर्स ऑफ द यूरोपियन यूनियन फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगनिंग व्हेन यूरोपियन यूनियन वाज मेड. The second case we can see that is of Sri Lanka, which is our neighboring country. Children, Sri Lanka is an island nation which is located in the Indian Ocean. It is very close to India, few kilometers off the southern coast of Tamil Nadu. Sri Lanka has a diverse population of about 2 crore people. Recently you can see that Sri Lanka is in news because of high inflation. The problem they are undergoing is vast, and India has also helped our neighboring country in this time of crisis. Now children, we will study second case of Sri Lanka. Now what is the ethnic composition of Sri Lanka? In Sri Lanka there are 74% Sinhala speakers and 18% Tamil speakers. In Tamil speakers, they have Indian Tamils as well as Sri Lankan Tamils. Indian Tamils are those Tamils which migrated to Sri Lanka at the time of British period. British took them as plantation worker to Sri Lanka to do plantation agriculture in Sri Lanka. And Tamil natives of Sri Lanka are called Sri Lankan Tamils. They are about 13% of the total population, and they are living mainly in the north and east of Sri Lanka. And most of the Sinhala speaking people are Buddhist, while most of the Tamils are Hindus or Muslims. So we see that there are two communities, basically 74% Sinhalas and 18% Tamilians. Tamilians are in two parts. They are Indian Tamils as well as they are Sri Lankan Tamils. Indian Tamils, they are they are the people whose forefathers had come from India as plantation workers during colonial period and settled in Sri Lanka, and they are called Indian Tamils. They constitute 5% of the population, and there are about 7% Christians who are both Tamil as well as Sinhalas. प्रॉब्लम श्रीलंका में उस समय आई जब श्रीलंका ने मेजॉरिटेरियनिज्म पॉलिसी अडॉप्ट की अपने कंट्री को रूल करने के लिए. व्हाट इज़ मेजॉरिटेरियनिज्म? इट इज़ अ पॉलिसी इन विच the majority community, it believes ki they can rule over the minority community, and minority community has to follow their whatever majority is doing, minority has to follow. So this angered the Tamilians because majority was of Sinhalese. So Sinhalese tried to overpower minority, and when Sri Lanka became independent in 1948, the leaders of the Sinhala community, they started establishing dominance over government by virtue of their majority, because they were more in number. Majority किसकी थी? Sinhalas की थी, because they were more in number. And what was the result? They started adopting majoritarian policy, and means they started establishing supremacy of Sinhala community. So what steps did they take? First thing, in 1956 they passed an act which recognized Sinhala as the only official language, and they did not give any recognition to Tamil language. Second thing, what they did, government, it also followed preferential policies which favored Sinhala applicants for university position and government jobs. On the top of it, third major thing what they did, they declared Sinhala as the official language, plus they declared Buddhism also as the official religion. And all these government measures, they actually slowly increased the feeling of alienation. So Tamils, they started feeling that they are not given any proper recognition in the country. So they felt that no major political parties led by the Buddhist Sinhala leaders were sensitive to their language and culture. So they demanded that they should be given a separate state to follow. Now Sri Lankan Tamils, they wanted that they should also be given proper recognition in the country. So Sri Lankan Tamils, they launched parties and struggles for the recognition of Tamil as an official language. Sri Lankan Tamils, they also demanded regional autonomy and equality of opportunities. They said that equal opportunities to be given to them. They should also be given equal chance. उनको education में, job में proper equality, equal rights मिलने चाहिए जैसे कि Sinhalas को मिल रहे हैं. So children, what is the conclusion we get from both the cases? दोनों cases को हम लोगों ने study करने के बाद हम देखते हैं that Belgium and Sri Lanka, they both are democracies. लेकिन उनका अपनी प्रॉब्लम को डील करने का तरीका वॉज वेरी डिफरेंट. बेल्जियम के लीडर्स ने रियलाइज़ किया दैट अगर उन्हें अपने कंट्री की यूनिटी को मेंटेन करना है तो तभी हो सकता है जब वो रेस्पेक्ट करेंगे दोनों लिंग्विस्टिक ग्रुप्स की फीलिंग्स का, उनके इंटरेस्ट का. दूसरी तरफ श्रीलंका में क्या हुआ, श्रीलंका में मेजॉरिटी कम्युनिटी दैट इज़ सिन्हलीज ने डिसाइड किया कि वो बाय फोर्स और फोर्सफुली दे विल पुट देयर डोमिनेशन ओवर तमिल्स, and ultimately they refused to share the powers, and this has undermined the unity of the country. Okay children, so with this we end this video. Next topic we will be starting in our next video. Please like, share and subscribe, and in case you need any particular topic, please mention in chat box, and I'll be giving you the video on the topic that you want.